Sometimes you want to just put links inside of Schoology for your students to access, not because they're necessarily tied to an assignment, but just websites that they might be using frequently throughout the year. You know that as you add assignments, you can add links into the assignment description, but in this case, we just want to know how to put in a simple link. So in this case, I have my students doing some research, and so I have two sites for them to use, one for finding information and one for them to be able to find copyright-friendly images that they can use in their presentation. And I want to show you the difference between these two links before I show you how to add them. By default, when we add links to Schoology, they are set to open up in what's called an iframe, but not all websites are able to open in an iframe. And so the National Geographic Kids website here, this is an example of one that can open in an iframe, meaning I can view that website and manipulate that website, go to all the different tabs, all the different links, all within Schoology. So this is really great for our students to prevent them from having to go out to external websites and getting a lot of extra tabs open that they tend to get lost in. If I come back to my Research Tools folder, I want to show you the difference. So StockSnap is a great site for being able to find copyright-friendly images, but you see nothing loads here in the iframe. And so in this case, the students will have to click on the name of the site here, or they could click on the arrow over here on the right-hand side, either way, and it's going to give them this redirect notice saying you're going to be taken there in about 5 seconds. That's a long time for kids, so there is a link there too that they can click on and take themselves there quickly. So that's the two different ways that links will look for students. Okay, and you really don't know whether or not it's going to open in the iframe until you just try it and see. I have not been able to find a way to really tell ahead of time. So it's trial and error. All right, so how do we add these? So what I'm going to do is, remember, Add Materials is going to put it at the very bottom. If I hover over one of the horizontal lines and click, it's going to add it right there. So in this case, we're going to go down to Add File or Link or External Tool. We're going to choose that we want to add a link, and the first thing it's going to have you do is to enter the website URL. So, and I'm just going to do regular National Geographic this time. Maybe it's for some older students. You'll notice that I can, of course, customize by section. I have 2 sections linked together inside of this course, so if I only wanted one group to see it, then I certainly could do that. Okay, but notice down here that it says Display in Schoology, meaning it's going to go ahead and try that iframe. It's going to go ahead and try to load the website right on the page for me. If you don't want it to load right on the page, you would just simply uncheck that, and once it's no longer colored, then it's not going to try to display it here. It's instead going to display it in a new window now. But I'm going to go ahead and leave that in color, meaning that it's going to display it inside of Schoology, again trying to eliminate these extra tabs, and I'm going to go ahead and click Add. I could individually assign if you had only certain students who needed to use that website, or I could copy it to other courses as well. Of course, we always have those options. But when we add, then now I can see it right up here at the top, and I'm going to check it to see whether or not it loads inside of Schoology. And this one will. This one, again, will do the iframe, allowing them to totally manipulate the site right here. If it didn't, what I would do is I would come back, and I personally, it really doesn't matter, I guess, but I probably would come back and edit that assignment by clicking on the settings gear on the right-hand side and just unchecking the display in Schoology, changing it to display in new window, and when I save that, we'll see how that looks different. So now it's not going to be that double click for students. It's just simply going to open that tab, and again, they wait 5 seconds or they click that link, and it's going to go ahead and open up for them. Okay, so just that difference. Again, I'll show you, had I not changed it to display in a new window rather than Schoology, then it would look like this, and they'd have to do that double click. Click once on the name, then here again, they would click on the name again before it's going to take them out to the website. So really like the fact that inside of Schoology, it will put websites right in, oops, I forgot I changed that one back, sorry. So I'll show you the kids one now then, I guess. So I really like this feature that it's going to put that website right there for them. And so that's how you would add links.